Good morning, guys. Good morning. It's another beautiful day here in Honolulu, Hawaii. It's supposedly winter time, but it's 80 degrees here. That's the best part about living in Hawaii. We get 75 to 85 Fahrenheit all year round. I love this. I was speaking to a friend in Michigan a few days ago, and they were saying how it's in the 20s and freezing cold, snowing. I said, nah. That's why I left the East Coast. I can't deal with that cold weather. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. But anywho, guys, I hope everyone is enjoying their weekend. I went down memory lane earlier today, and I want to speak about an experience that happened to me. Well, two experiences actually. When I was trying to come back to the Jehovah's Witness cult, right? This is back in 2019. The beginning of the year, I was living in New York City. I said, I'm done. I'm done with New York. So I treated myself to a long vacation. I had some money saved up. I treated myself to a long vacation. I went to Australia, hung out with some friends. I was out there for 5 months, right? Now, after Australia, I was like, where do I go next? Like, and I realized that I had an abundance of Jehovah's Witness friends in Boston, right? Boston, Massachusetts. So while I was in Australia, I reached out to one of my Jehovah's Witness friends in Boston. Sorry, I thought he was a friend. Anywho, I said, hey, bro, I'm currently in Australia, but I'm gonna have to leave soon, and I'm thinking about moving to Boston, right? So I asked him, I said, do you know any Jehovah's Witness friends who either need a roommate or they have an apartment I can rent out? Do you know anybody, right? So he got back to me saying, oh yeah, there's a couple that they own a house that you could possibly rent. I said, okay, cool. Give me their contact, the details, the contact information. I reached out to them, and they were like, oh yeah. I told them my situation. I said, hey, I was an actor for quite a while. I'm currently in Australia on vacation, but when I leave, I want a fresh, clean slate, a new beginning. And I told them I love the city of Boston. I've been going to Boston pretty much since the age of 19, 20, right? 19, yeah, the age 19, 20 years old, right? So they said, oh yeah, okay, well, it's good that you're trying to come back to Jehovah. And they said, yeah, we have a place that you can rent out. And they kept saying, we need the money as soon as possible. We need the money, but they was pretty much telling me, we need the money before you come to Boston. We need the money, right? And I kept saying to myself, aren't we brothers and sisters? And I got the vibe that they were money hungry witnesses. And boy, was I right. They were money hungry witnesses, right? So I sent them the money before while I was still living in Australia, well, on vacation. But while I was in Australia, I sent them the money. And by the time I got there, which was a month later, right? I got there a month after I sent them the money. Not only did I go to a dirty house, it wasn't clean, the carpets were dirty, there were dead insects all over the place. There was no bed. There was no mattress, nothing. So I texted them, I said, hold on, when I finally got to the unit, I said, hold on, there's no mattress here, like the house wasn't clean. I said, guys, I sent you the money a month ago. You guys told me it was a furnished unit. Because if I didn't know it was furnished, I would have made arrangements to have things ordered. I would have had a bed ordered or a mattress. I would have had something delivered there by the time I got there. The place was dirty, no mattress. And I said, hold on, you guys were money hungry. You were so quick to collect my money a month ago. And where is this? Like, what is this? This place is dirty, no bed, no mattress, nothing. And to make the situation worse, right? They know I just flew in. I didn't have a job. I had money in the bank. I had some money saved up, but I didn't have a job, right? To make the situation worse, I was there for, at this time, maybe a few days, not even a full week. It wasn't even 7 days. I was there probably 2 or 3 days. The brother, mind you, it was a couple who owned a unit, right? But the brother, the husband, he confronts me and said, hey, Jerron, do you think you could pay next month's rent a little earlier? I'm like, hold on. Huh. I just sent you guys money a month ago. I've only been here for a few weeks. A few days. Only been here for a few days. You already have my rent money already that I sent you last month. Now you're asking me to pay you early for next month's rent? There's no mattress, there's no bed, the unit is dirty. I said, you asking me for money knowing I don't have a job. You know I just flew in a few days ago. Yeah, I have money in the bank, but that's for me. That's for my savings until I'm living off my savings until I find a job. And they knew I was just trying to come back to this organization. They knew I was inactive, right? So I'm living in this dirty unit. Of course, I'm looking for another apartment, to move out ASAP. But I'm living in this dirty unit. They're asking me for next month's rent when I literally just paid them a month ago. This couple never, not once, invited me over to their house for any type of spiritual encouragement. All they wanted was money. They were money-hungry witnesses. I can't stand people like that. I don't care about money. Money comes and goes. But this is the type of people, these couple are the type of people that if they do you a favor, they're going to expect some money. They're not the type of people who just help people from the heart. Like I said, I've been there. I was there for probably a month. Month, maybe a month and a half, right? They've never called me for any type of spiritual encouragement. Never came by to check up on me. And I said, wow, these people knew my situation, right? And to make the situation even worse, the brother that I initially called, I thought he was my friend at the time. He's the one who referred me to them. He knew that this couple had a bad reputation. He knew that this couple some witnesses were complaining about them, how they screwed people over financially. He knew that they had a bad reputation, and he still referred me to them. And see, this should have been my waking up call from this cult. Mind you, I was inactive, just trying to come back to the organization. I just started going to the meetings, just started hanging out with witnesses again, like brand new. Now that's one situation that happened, right? Another situation, same city in Boston. I had this friend. Me and her were really good friends for the longest time, right? I've probably known her a little under a decade, probably 7-8 years, something like that, right? And she would always encourage me to run, like she knew I was inactive. She would always encourage me to come back to the organization. When I was living in New York, she would make day trips to New York to hang out with me, and vice versa. I would make day trips to Boston, right? Mind you, we were only friends. Never kissed, never fooled around. We were just platonic friends, right? Just good friends. So I reached out to her when I moved back to Boston. When I moved to Boston, right? I reached out to her. Mind you, the year is 2019, right? I said, hey, I moved to Boston. Moved to Boston. I said, I'm finally, starting to make it back to the organization. I came back to Jehovah. All this time she was encouraging me. When I was inactive, she would hit me up periodically, to encourage me. Like I said, she would hang out with me. Even though I was inactive, she was a devout witness. She would hang out with me, here and there. So the only difference is now, in 2019, now she's dating somebody. This is the first time that I've known her. She's been single the entire time I met her. The entire time I've known her, she's been single, right? But this is the one time she's actually dating somebody, right? I was happy for her. So I hit her up. I said, hey, I'm in Boston. I'm back, I'm back in the organization. I'm going to the meetings. And she hits me up with the whole cold shoulder. Oh, that's nice. I hope you enjoy your time here in Boston. And I'm like, wow. I said, hold on. Are we going to hang out anytime soon? And I told her, I want to hang out with witnesses. I don't want to, hang out with worldly people. I want to stay on the right path. I want to hang out with witnesses, right? So she goes, oh, well, I have a boyfriend now. I don't think it's appropriate for us to hang out. I said, hold on, we don't have to hang out one-on-one. I would love to meet your boyfriend. I would love to hang out with him as well, get to know him. And I even reached out to him on Facebook, right? I sent him a message, say, hey, bro, I'm a friend of your girlfriend's. First of all, congratulations. He never replied. I sent him a friend request. He rejected the request, right? And she was acting funny. She gave me the whole cold shoulder. Like she was all about her boyfriend. And I was like, wow. This whole time you was encouraging me to come back to Jehovah. I finally came back. And just because you have a boyfriend now, me and you can't hang out at all? Like, we can't be friends because you have a boyfriend? Like, why can't all three of us hang out? I'm trying to stay on a straight and narrow path. I'm trying to hang out with only Jehovah's Witnesses. Me and you, I thought we were good friends. But now I see we were only friends up until you met somebody. The whole time when I was inactive, she would hit me up. We would hang out, have fun, go out for drinks, go out to eat. And now because you have a boyfriend, we can't hang out. We can't be friends anymore. And you know I'm trying to come back to Jehovah, trying to stay on a straight and narrow path. I said to myself, this is a bad start. For somebody that was inactive for the longest time, and I'm making major life moves, lifestyle changes to come back to this organization. And I'm getting a cold shoulder from people that's supposed to be the most loving people on planet Earth. So much for agape brotherly love. And you know what we do? Sorry, you know what I used to do when I was a witness? When people would show me their true colors, when they would be unloving, I would make excuses for them. Oh, they're just imperfect. Well, it's a perfect organization run by imperfect men. That's the mindset that we had as witnesses. And I look back at these experiences, I say to myself, these people were fake as fuck. Excuse my French. But these Jehovah's Witness quote unquote friends were fake as fuck. I'm so thankful that I've woken up from this religion. Whew. You don't know. It's a breath of fresh air. When you realize that all those friendships were fake and phony, and that there was no real agape love. There's no love as a Jehovah's Witness. It's conditional love. I don't even want to use the word love. They like you. There we go. That's the word. They like you until you wake up and leave the cult. Then they stop liking you. But there's no love. And it's crazy how when you look back at certain situations, you see it for what it is, right? You don't see it at the time. Now you do. When you wake up and you realize, oh, shoot, that happened because this is not a loving organization. These people aren't as loving as they claim to be. And I had two situations back in 2019 when I moved to Boston. I was going to the meetings. I told you guys the first experience, I had money-hungry witnesses. A couple who own a unit, they allowed me to stay there. You know, I had to pay rent, of course. But they were money-hungry witnesses trying to bleed me dry. They knew damn well I didn't have a job. Yeah, I had money in the bank. I had money saved up. But they knew I didn't have a job. They wanted me to just keep paying them rent money. They wanted me to just keep paying the money, knowing damn well I was living off my savings, right? Asking me for the next month's rent in advance when I don't even have a job at the time? What? That is wild. That's crazy. Then I had my other friend. So I thought me and her were friends. The minute she started dating his brother, our friendship went downhill. She knew I was just coming back to the organization. She knew I just moved to Boston. She knew I could have used that association. She could have introduced me to her boyfriend. We all could have got along. We all could have been friends. But our friendship ended just because she was dating somebody. So much for true agape love. I had signs back then that this wasn't the truth. That this wasn't a loving organization. And I'm happy, looking back at those situations, I'm happy that I left this cult. I am so thankful and grateful that I am now surrounded by real friends, real people that love me unconditionally. Like I always say, that shit is priceless. That shit is priceless. Anywho, guys, I'm gonna end this video. If you've woken up from the cult, Jehovah's Witnesses, be thankful, be grateful that you are no longer surrounded by fake, phony people. Be grateful and thankful that you can now be your true, authentic self and live the rest of your life cult-free. Guys, I love you. I'll see you in the next video.